Hello. I'm a little late because I almost forgot my sage, heaven forbid. And also I'm scribbling again because I'm in a different location. There's so much more light upstairs. So I thought I'd follow the sun, move where the light is. And it's actually in front of my hearth, my fake fireplace, which is the center of my home. And the heart chakra is the center of all the chakras. So I thought that was a perfect place to hang out today. The chakra journey over the weekend. I was all prepared to do that. And then Friday night, I just kind of crashed and I didn't even stay up to have dinner. I drew a bath at like 5 o'clock or 5:30 or something like that. And I got in it and stayed in there for quite a while. And then I just went straight to bed. Energy work is like that. It'll just suck. You're doing so much internally that you just have absolutely no energy. It kind of feels like how you feel when you haven't eaten in a while, or like your blood sugar goes down. So yeah, I basically slept from like 5 o'clock Friday night. Well, not really slept. I mean, I was in the bathtub. So I like laid down from like 5 o'clock Friday night to like 10 o'clock Saturday morning. And then I was just like, I really don't feel like getting up and preparing and getting ready. And so sorry if anyone was waiting for me to show up on Saturday. I thought like in the middle of my I think like with one eye open, I got on my phone and changed the time on my Facebook page to Monday. And I thought I had saved it, but then like when I got up later and was using my phone for whatever reason, it was like still on that page of setting up the event and saving it. So I don't know if I saved it and changed it until like Sunday. So I apologize for that. Sorry. I'm feeling a little bit better today. Or I was feeling a lot better yesterday, actually. I finally started like making, I'm like really behind on making candles for my Etsy shop, and had a bunch of orders go out this weekend. So I was like motivated and really productive. I was like all ready to go. And then I just crashed again. I don't know what the deal is. I think I have to send out a mass email to all of my clients again for like the third time saying that I'm not going to be opening anytime soon. The governor has extended the reopen date for North Carolina to May 8th. However, massage is not going to be included in the first phase. And I think there's going to be like 3 phases. So I still don't know if I'm even in the second phase or, which is, I mean, of course, I'm willing to sacrifice whatever for the greater good. But I was worried about even opening May 8th because I'm struggling. I have no disinfectant in my house. We have used all of it. The only thing I haven't done yet is try to go to the liquor store and find 100% alcohol, which I thought I had bought. I bought like a whole half gallon of, it said 100 proof on it, but 100 proof is only 50% alcohol. So that's not disinfecting. So now I have this really crappy bottle of 50% vodka, which I can't even use 50% to make herbal tinctures. You have to have, I think it's 80% or higher for preserving herbs. And Trisha, you're here. Hi. Now I'm really nervous. I ordered some off of Massage Warehouse last night and it was expensive as hell, but it was the only thing I could find. And uh, yeah, that's so now I'm worried about all the supplies I have to buy to like I thought they had masks on Massage Warehouse, like little disposable surgical masks, and I was thinking of providing that for my clients. I have my own masks, so I'm fine with I have washable ones that I can reuse. I ordered some KN95s, which are not suitable for healthcare workers, but they are for just like the general public. Um, so they're better than the cloth masks, I guess, at least. So yeah, Trisha, how's your heart chakra doing? If you need a little heart chakra boost, I recommend Hawthorne berry tea. See how, if it comes out. Oh, it's like this really pretty pink color. I thought maybe when I poured it, you would be able to see it. And then I added some hibiscus flowers. Oh, good. You're wearing green. Yay. So the heart chakra is color is green and pink. So we're going to be talking about green stones and pink stones today. So in my tea, I have hawthorn berry lemonade. It has a really sour flavor that goes well with lime or lemon, and it's also a refrigerant. So it cools your body down internally to help you stay cool on a hot day. So that's why I have hibiscus flowers. But it turns out hibiscus flowers are also good for lowering your blood pressure. So um, that's perfect to add into my heart chakra too, because it's a heart healthy herb. But hawthorn berries are, oh, here are the hibiscus flowers. They they're when they're rehydrated, they're actually like really big. I don't know if you're familiar with hibiscus flowers. Like they're big, the big Hawaiian looking flowers, and these are red ones, but um, they also come in lots of other colors, like really bright oranges and yellows, pinks. But these are the hawthorn berries. They are dried. So they're almost the size of a blueberry when they are on the tree, a little bit bigger. Um, so I treat berries, herbal dried berries, the same way I do roots, meaning I boil them for a while to get before I start drinking them to get the cell walls broken down of the. Um, so I think I boiled them again for like 20 minutes, like I did the what was it, the ashwagandha root that I did for the root chakra. But hawthorn berries are basically a cardiac tonic. They help the heart in every possible way, physically as well as energetically. Um, in Chinese medicine, there's a word for it, but in Chinese medicine, they consider the pericardium of the heart like not only just this physical protective barrier, but also an energetic protective barrier. So they use hawthorn berries to treat the heart energetically as well. But the pericardium is just like the outer layer of your heart. Like, um, but hawthorn berries are going to physically strengthen the heart muscle itself, and it's also going to lower blood pressure. It dilates the blood vessels to help push everything through. It'll help with blockages if you have any blockages by dilating the blood vessels to help push the things through. just all around, hawthorn berries are good for the heart, and they're really good. It's like a kind of like a sour sweet flavor, so it's nice to add to like any tea. And oh, I meant to. So the mantra for the heart chakra is Yam, YAM. It looks like yam, but it's pronounced with a long A. Um, and I had been mentioning the mantras for all of the other chakras, but I had written down the solfeggio frequencies, which I don't think I actually brought them up in for all the other chakras. But the heart chakra solfeggio frequency is 639 hertz. And that's another thing that you can look up on YouTube. You can just type in that number, 639, and you can find like hours and hours and hours that just that frequency that activates the heart chakra. I think I had mentioned in the solar plexus video that about the YouTube videos that you can find, like even you can find like 9-hour long ones that you can play while you're sleeping. I think I forgot to mention the solfeggio frequency. So for the solar plexus, it's 528 hertz, and the sacral is 417, and the root is 396. And I'm just now learning about the solfeggio frequencies, and like when you're carrying your crystal, you're carrying that sound energy as well. But again, I'm still just learning about it, so that's all I know. I've just been putting it on YouTube, like in the background, like if I'm cleaning or cooking dinner or something. I haven't done it while I'm sleeping yet because I wasn't sure if it would bother Shane or not. Let's see. So hawthorn berries was the only herb that I picked out for today, other than essential oils. I consider rosemary a heart healthy herb, even though it's most well known for memory, but it's great and skin health. But the reason it's good for memory and helping with like brain health is because it dilates the blood vessels as well. So it's providing more circulation to the brain, and that helps with your memory. Rose, of course, which is my new favorite, is going to be extremely beneficial for the heart. And I used rose tips and infused massage oils before, but adding this rose essential oil to it is so amazing. And I wasn't really sure if everybody was going to like it because rose is so florally, but man, this massage oil that I have on my Etsy shop, it's so amazing. And I'm in love with it. I'm calling it Rose Quintic. That is really bright. Because that is like rose to the fifth power, because it's rose infused. So like the fresh rose, I used the whole head of the flower when I infused it, and then fresh rosemary. And then it also has rose essential oil, rosemary essential oil, and then rose quartz as well. Because we're like protecting our heart or due to stress, and most people think, oh, I need like a neck massage or shoulder massage because of that. And what's happening is your shoulders are rounding forward. So the back of your shoulders are stretching out while your pecs are shortening. So a really easy self massage. I know this is kind of weird that I'm going to try to make this not as weird as I can. Self massage, pec massage is extremely beneficial, especially like if you're stuck on the computer all day, or you're driving all day, or you're doing massage all day, like I am. Your pecs are shortened, and receiving pec massage is one of the most painful. massages. If you go somewhere and you're like, I need pec work, it hurts. It hurts so bad. So it's really good just to daily. I use my fist and I just like push in. So you're putting pressure and then just do these circles. And I know it's like, I do this all the time. And Shane's like, what are you doing? Um, and the way the pecs are is your pec major is pretty much like this, but then has these three small, and you can feel them. And that is where, when they're tight, and they usually are more tight than pec major is, through right right underneath the shoulder attachment, and that's what causes carpal tunnel, or it mimics carpal tunnel. It's actually called thoracic outlet syndrome, and it's pinching the nerve up here, but then causing wrist pain, or it'll cause like tingling in your fingers, and typically your if your thumb or your pointer finger and sometimes your middle finger, if those are tingly, that is usually caused by the pec pinching the nerve. If your ring finger and your pinky are tingly, that's caused by the nerve getting pinched in the back of the shoulder blade. The nerve comes out of the neck. It's really, the whole shoulder design is really like a really bad design. Like our bodies are incredible with what they can do and how they can rebuild themselves, and how everything is designed so perfect, but the shoulder is not one of those things. The nerve comes out of the neck, goes under the shoulder motion. It's because our body has not, or our shoulder has not completely evolved to not be walking on all fours. And I think part of that is because we start walking, like we start as crawling, most of us do. But it has, like, we are still, like, we could probably devolve and go back to walking on all fours just by the way the shoulder is designed. So by doing these are called compressions. You're just like putting pressure and kind of pulling, or you could do a circular motion, is going to loosen it up, and you'll feel it. And then with a massage oil, I will, after I've done compressions, I'll get a little bit of oil, and I kind of just use my fingers, and if you push in deep enough, you can feel the rib cage, and I kind of like sink my fingers in between the rib cage, and you can just like follow that pathway. Start, like, if you feel where your clavicle is, that is like the first I don't know, ditch you want to call it, of the rib cage, and then next to that you can kind of feel there's another one. Your hand kind of like sinks down, like you can feel the rib, and then your hand kind of sinks down, and then I can usually only do that for like 3 fingers. Sometimes I only do 2, because sometimes on the shoulder, usually the attachments are like, they're just like getting pulled so much that they do really well with just like even the lightest amount of pressure. It's pretty helpful, and some people are uncomfortable with receiving pec massage, so I really encourage you to do it yourself. You can also like feel where your clavicle is, and don't put pressure on the clavicle. You're putting pressure below, and if you just push down and then tilt your neck up, you'll feel it all in your neck right here. And that's another thing that we're always doing, especially like looking down on our phone or down on the computer. So I always encourage people to do their own pec massage because a lot of people are not comfortable with having somebody else do it until they've had it done, because it does feel good. Just I try to work on everybody's pecs, and just doing a little bit on the pecs is good. If it's the deep, deep, deep work that is painful. So now that I've made my chest all red, do you have any questions about that? And that's going to help open your heart chakra. So if you don't have any questions, I'll move on to the stones. I know there's like usually a little bit of a delay. So I have two stones to talk about today. One is green and one is pink. I've got malachite and rose quartz. And rose quartz is one of my new favorites as well. I started like with the rose essential oil, and I mean, I've always had rose quartz. I've just never really used it a lot. And I have a whole blog post that I did in February because I was like focusing on the heart in February for Valentine's Day. And I've always had rose quartz, but whenever I start working with the stone for the first time, I like to just carry it around with me and see how its energy feels to me. So I did that with rose quartz for about a couple weeks before I decided to like really delve into research, just because I like to see how I feel about it. And then like when you go and do your research about it and they end up like being the same thing, I just think that's really interesting. And that's why I believe in the energy of crystals and crystal healing, because I've felt that energy. Like the rose quartz helps you. It's like overall the love stone, but I think specifically it has to do with self-love. It has to do with being kind to yourself, and because we are our worst enemies. We're like that internal thought that's like always nagging you, like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not beautiful enough, whatever. I feel like rose quartz just really helps you to be gentle with yourself and be kind to your heart. And just carrying this around, I usually carry stones in my bra, and carrying rose quartz around in your bra, it really, like the whole 2 weeks, I was just like, it's okay if you didn't get this done. It's okay if you didn't, like and usually I'm like, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And you should have done this. And I'm really hard on myself. And I think most people are. Rose quartz is definitely a excellent heart chakra stone. There is another stone that I have not worked with, watermelon tourmaline. I've worked with black tourmaline, which I talked about in the root chakra video. I was going to say the root chakra show, which is very protective. It's a black stone, and it's grounding. But watermelon tourmaline is actually pink and green mixed together. Never worked with it before. It is one of the most beautiful stones. It has these light green and dark green, and they're all, I wonder if let me see if I can find one that has, it reminds me of those like oil paintings where you like put little droplets of paint on oil and you swirl it around with a toothpick. That's what malachite looks like. In its natural form, I think it actually kind of looks like bubbly, but I've only ever seen it as a tumbled stone. So see how it has like all these swirls, and in the center there's like these light green dots. It's really, really a beautiful stone. Let's see. Oh, here's another good one. It has all the swirls. Yeah, this one's really cool. I originally got these to make for jewelry because they were so beautiful, but they are kind of chunky, so I never actually did anything with them. And this one is a perfect triangle. I think I will make something with this because it's a little thinner. But malachite is good for your heart chakra, and it's specifically good for dealing with like it's like a really heavy, powerful stone. It's good for dealing with like healing past trauma, and I don't think I would necessarily say grief, but just like stuff that you have been holding on to for a really long time, and specifically sexual trauma, and is good for the female reproductive system and just connecting with uh, feminine energy in general. Um, Trisha, do you have any rose quartz? I have so much of it if you want any. And the oil has a rose quartz chip for the Valentine's Day massages. I got these little um, they're carved heart shaped ones. Something like darker. These ones are pretty light. Does that work? No. I will give you some rose quartz since you don't have any. I've got all these little hearts. I honestly I bought the hearts and wrote them off as a business expense, but really I just wanted them for myself. But I did give them away in February with the massages. Yeah, I'll definitely get you some rose quartz. And we have to plan another ladies' night Zoom meeting, which I highly recommend for heart chakra healing. Connecting with your friend. I didn't even go into that. So the heart chakra is your connection to your emotions, to other people, to see. I feel more comfortable in that. If anything, my heart chakra is what is it called? Overactivated, overstimulated, overactive. Yeah, because you can have underactive or overactive or blocked. And my heart chakra is overactive, and that kind of gets me into trouble with not taking care of myself, like taking care of everybody else except for me. And but if you have a heart chakra blockage, you might not be letting people in, or you're not open with your emotions. I am very open with my emotions. And when I first started massage school, I could feel my heart chakra palpating inches away from my body. Like it was when I first started. And part of it had to do with we had to keep the temperature of the rooms in massage school at 80 degrees. And I would just be dying, but there would be this throbbing coming from my chest. And I'd always be all sweaty. Like I think that's kind of how I knew that massage was what I was supposed to do with the rest of my life. Was just that I could just feel this energy, and it really connected me to my energy system, but also noticed whoa, I can feel your energy too. Um, so yeah, the heart chakra was the beginning of energy work for me, I think, because I was whoa, how do I, what's going on here? How do I protect myself or protect them? And because I could physically feel it. And that was probably, that was also, I got certified in Reiki when I was still in massage school. I thought about waiting because you don't get credits, you don't get continuing education credits if you were still in school. So I thought about waiting, but I was like, no, I got to get this over with. Like, this is crazy stuff. So that might be why it was like so high. I could feel the energy so much, was because it was like right after I got certified in Reiki, which made everything different for me. Yeah, I'll definitely give you some. Sorry, there's like a delay, so I just saw your comment about the rose quartz. Yeah, I'll definitely give you some. So, oh, I want to pull a card. I decided to pull again from the Archangel Oracle deck because I think I was going to do a different deck today, but I wanted to save that for the third eye chakra. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get up early. I get up early, but then I just don't do anything until like I'm like noon is safe. I can handle a noon deadline. But I'm gonna try to get up early because I have like some other appointments tomorrow around this time, and I have to get a million candles made. And unfortunately, I think I'm gonna run out of red candles because the wax supplier didn't have red. I got a wine color, but I don't know what it's gonna look like. And red seems to be really popular. Let's see. The most common block in the heart chakra is the absence of self-love. How can we have intimacy with others if we are distanced from our own self? Is that a quote or is that a question? Because I completely agree with that statement. And that's what rose quartz is really. I wasn't really expecting that with rose quartz when I was like carrying it around with me for 2 weeks. I thought it was going to help like my relationship with my husband. I thought it was going like I've got rose quartz underneath our bed, and I thought, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. But really, it helped me love myself more, which is important before making connections with other people. You have to be able to love yourself. Yes, self-love is very important. If only we had figured that out sooner. Like in high school. I've been thinking a lot about high school, and we went to high school together. So because everyone, like some people are like, oh, the poor seniors, they're not going to be able to graduate and have that rite of passage and celebrate with their friends, which I agree with. But then other people are like, who gives a shit? And I'm like, why, like, we are all struggling during this time. Why, like, I really thought that we would all just come together, or was hoping that we would all come together and just support each other. Like, but all I see, I mean, maybe it's just where I'm looking. All you see is judgment, and it's like, I mean, I can like thinking about being in high school, graduating high school was all there was. I mean, I wasn't one of those people that like was like, oh, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna be this when I grow up. I've never been one of those people that knew what I wanted to do, what I was going to do. I'm just one of those people. But I was never one of those things. So graduating high school was like a really big deal. It was all I knew. It was like I didn't know what was on the other side of that graduation. So I can see how they're probably left feeling like, what? Like, what now? I don't know. Yeah, 30 years. It took you 30 years to love yourself. Like, you're all scared. 30. But yeah, I agree with you. It took me a really long time. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what the angels have to say. This is one of my favorite decks. I think it was like my first oracle deck. Do you have any oracle decks? What? Look at the card that I picked. Chakra clearing. I swear to God, this shit works. I don't know why people don't believe in divination. So this is Archangel Metatron, and he says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. You know what? I just bought a compass, like a geometry compass off of Amazon, and it came a few weeks ago, but my intent was to start learning how to draw sacred geometry. What do you know? Yeah, it's hard for me to read it there. Okay. Oh, I'm obsessed with oracle decks, if you can't tell. So the additional message is, so Archangel Metatron uses sacred geometry shapes to clear and align the chakra energy centers in our bodies. Mentally ask Metatron to open your chakras, and he'll gently send his Metatron's cube. Says it's on the picture. He'll gently send Metatron's cube through the crown chakra at the top of your head, and the cube rotates downwards, cleaning psychic toxins from your body and chakras. When your chakras are clear, you'll feel more energized and have increased intuition. Maybe that's why I need to clear my chakras instead of just focusing on them, because God, Friday, I was so tired. I mean, all I did was sleep and rest this weekend. It says Metatron's aura is a beautiful violet and seafoam green stripes. The crystal aligned with Metatron's energy is watermelon tourmaline. Was I not just talking about watermelon tourmaline? What? That's so crazy. That makes me feel weird. Like I'm gonna cry. See the pretty pink color of this. And then like with the green on the cup. It's perfect. It's pink and green. Well, I think I'm gonna go and draw some sacred geometric shapes with my new compass. It is a nice day outside though. So I guess that's only the top half of the Metatron's cube. I think I've seen it before. So I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow. Let's shoot for 10, maybe. But I mean, you're the only person that's ever watched it. So just watch it later. Don't get up. Because I have an appointment at 11. So I'm going to try to get everything done before then. How long did this go? 42. That's not as long as I've done before. Okay, so tomorrow, throat chakra and blue. And I've got a new oracle deck. I've only have a few blue stones to talk about. And throat herbs are going to be easy, as well as essential oils. I mean, almost all essential oils are good for your lungs and your throat. So, in your nasal cavity. Yeah. Oh, big hugs to you. Thank you for being the only one to watch. And we'll set up another time to hang out and